I am Pearson Bowen. Lawmen are hunting for the killers of a Christchurch father of two who was murdered last night. 40-year-old Markley Williams of McLean Gap, Silver Sands, was reportedly shot about 6 times on his way to a football match. Ryan Broom reports.
A CBC team today visited the Silver Sands neighborhood where Williams grew up and later died. Reports suggest that the middle-aged man was on his way to a football match in the area. He was then confronted by unknown assailants in an unidentified vehicle and shot several times. His grandmother, whom he lived with for some time, recounted one of her last conversations with the deceased.
Before he left from here yesterday, for go yonder last night, I said, "You're going to church with me? Remind me that you're baptized and come and go back to church." And he tell me he know when he going to church. Well, he going to the church now. Right, that's the truth.
CBC later spoke with Williams' mother, Catherine, who told us how she heard about the incident.
I was here last night. I called him, and that's the time he come, and he tell me he come. He called me, he said, "Port, I coming in shortly." When I called back, he was by his little boy. Then for 20 minutes then, somebody called me and tell me, "Catherine, I got bad news, so you might get shoot." When I went down there, see down there laying down, but when I look at my child, I know I'm there gonna be no coming back for he.
Tonight, the grieving mother is determined to get justice for her son.
And I'm going all out, Catherine, I ain't no woman that got none, but I'm going all out and see that somebody get taken from my child.
Ryan Broom, CBC News.
Ryan, thanks. Meanwhile, the Silver Sands Planning and Development Committee is denouncing violence in that community. This as it seeks to reassure the public that the shooting death of Williams was in no way connected with the 9-a-side football tournament currently being held in Silver City, Silver Sands. In a news release today, the committee also sought to reassure patrons and supporters that every precaution is being taken to ensure safety and to preserve the reputation of the tournament. In other news now, do not give up your studies. That's the advice Education Minister Ronald Jones has given to students contemplating whether to continue at the University of the West Indies, KPhil, in light of fees recently imposed there. Speaking in the Ministry of Education's conference room earlier today, the minister said he is deeply concerned about reports that there has been a decline in the number of students returning to the university. Assembled in that conference room were this year's scholarship and exhibition winners, accompanied by their parents and guardians. Jones says there are options available.
We have just across the yard here the Student Revolving Loan Fund. It is the cheapest place that you can get $5,600 or $6,000, and you don't have to pay it back during the course of your study. In fact, you get an additional year. So you finish studying, you find a job, you go and work, and nobody is knocking at your door and say, "Come and pay back." If you want to start paying, so be it. But you then have a complete year off. No interest is accrued, nothing so.
Mr. Jones told students present to continue to do their best.
It's important that you continue to stay focused on deliverables. That is the quality of your student experience, the quality of your output. Several of you might be going off to other countries to study. We encourage that. We encourage the cross-fertilization of talent. We are quite proud when Barbadians are able to sit in other classes and then they feel the power of Barbados coming out.
The owner of Sam Lord's Castle is excited about government's plans for the historic site. Tom Grant, with whom government is currently negotiating to acquire that property, is looking forward to it being returned to a world-class tourism product.
That's good news to know that it will be restored. The property will be one that can be a showpiece of Barbados again. You know, that's very good for the country. These grounds were so lovely. We had grounds, we kept parties here for like 1,000 people. I mean, make people happy on many occasions. We had some lovely weddings on the property. And it's good to know that those days can be returned.
Mr. Grant also believes Barbados needs the additional 450-room Sam Lord's Castle will provide.
We had a number of hotels closed in Barbados, and which surely has affected the industry, really. While all the other countries were growing, we were lagging. You know, we never had any growth. But I think we are getting there again with Sandals coming in, the castle rebuilding, and I'm sure the other properties will fall suit with the government's intention of giving them the other nice things that Sandals got. We should have a good stock in a few years to come.
And we're also hearing tonight that the $200 million job of rebuilding Sam Lord's Castle into modern luxurious accommodations is going to a Chinese construction company. And Chief Executive Officer of the Barbados Tourism Investment Incorporated, Stuart Lane, has been explaining why.
The way it works is that this facility is from the government of China. So the company chosen by the government of China is something that is within the purview of the government of China, not Barbados. Where you would see some bidding would be for subcontracting locally. Our job really is to maximize the amount of local subcontracting to maximize, obviously, the benefit of growing to Barbados as a result of this project.
The head of the Coalition of Service Industries says Barbados is missing out on a significant amount of revenue by not treating education as a business. Executive Director Lisa Cummins told a seminar this morning that global estimates show education will generate about $6.3 trillion in earnings by 2016, growing from about $30 million in 1999. She says Barbados can benefit by tapping into the niche market of offering courses in English as a second language. This segment, Ms. Cummins says, is estimated at $7.14 billion and will grow at about 7% annually.
Where are these students coming from? What are they doing? How do we peg the international market for English as a second language to our wider education and our tertiary level institutions? What is necessary? Education has been the holy grail here in Barbados. It's been the thing that we don't talk about very much, except to say how great it is. But are there quality issues that we really do need to have a genuine conversation about? Are we offering the kinds of education products that will make people, students come from? The largest source market now is in Asia. 30% of all of those students that are traveling for global education in English as a second language are coming from the Chinese market. Are they coming to jurisdictions that have a quality product that says, this makes sense for me to go here?
Ms. Cummins says stakeholders need to have a serious discussion about the type of product Barbados can offer and what is needed to meet international requirements. She used the example of the international fashion industry being pursued in Barbados.
We acknowledged in that discussion that the technical training at SJPP is at level 1. The level at BCC is at level 2 or level 3. But the global market for fashion requires us to be higher than that. But our institutions are not producing for the market. Are we willing to make the changes that our market demands of us?
We'll have more news ahead in just a moment, but first we'd like to hear from you on this question. Do you believe that more police community outposts are needed in Barbados? Text yes or no to short code 8111. We'll share the results at the end of the news.
just got into a car accident. Now you have to fix it and you don't have a cent. Don't worry, be happy. Your home got flooded out and you've lost it all, and chances to recover start to look very small. Don't worry, be happy.
Want to live the worry-free life today? Call us at Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt. Beacon Insurance. Switched on.
When you are feeling a little low,
itching and scratching, and you feel the pain in your tummy.
You may have worms, so tell your mommy. You may even feel a little queasy. Cause you may have a runny tummy. When you feel the pain in your tummy, you may have worms, so tell your mommy.
Anyone can have worms. One dose of Centel eliminates most common intestinal worms. Deworm your family with Centel twice a year.
The number of students at the American University of Barbados is growing, and about half of those students studying medicine there are from Barbados and the region. In fact, the student roll is expanding so rapidly that founder and chief executive officer Dr. Gary Barr says they may be forced to expand the facility even further. Dr. Barr was speaking to the media during a loan fair at the school's Lansdowne Silver Sands campus, where they're relocated in May last year.
We have a lot more applications. Probably it is going to double this September, the interest of what the students we have internationally and over here. It is fast growing. Rather, I would see that we are stretching out of our seams here at Lansdowne itself within just one semester. And we are looking to move our students in the outside facilities, outside housing, and we have quite a few students who will be living outside the campus also.
Dr. Barr says next on the UAB's agenda is the three-day 7th EMEA Medics International Conference starting this Friday at the Hilton. He says along with several local doctors, close to 100 physicians and their families are expected in Barbados for the conference.
The conference is based on non-communicable diseases. So there will be speakers at the international level who will be speaking here, and the physicians. We have seen a lot of interest from Barbados physicians also, because this is a CME credited conference. So that means that the ones who will attend here, based on United States, they will be getting about 20 CME hours.
Well, music from 10-time winner of the Pick of the Crop competition, Red Plastic Bag, filled the air of the Parkinson Memorial School as the Pinelands Creative Workshop hosted a multimedia production honoring the Calypso great. There was no shortage of talent as participants in the 7-week summer development program titled Camp Fusion Youth Beyond Expectations, with assistance from the Royal Barbados Police Band, performed, sang and danced to selected songs from the bag. Chief Executive Officer of the Pinelands Creative Workshop, Rodney Grant, in saluting the artist, said Barbados can boast of outstanding sons of the soil. As artistic director, it wasn't an easy task selecting songs from RPB for the presentation.
It's particularly difficult for me to put together these 9 or 10 songs out of the vast vault of music that the Red Plastic Bag has. Because, you know, you want to do all, but obviously you can't do all. So you have to pick the ones that, you know, you can send a message. And I hope that we would have achieved that in terms of seeing the different angles of the Red Plastic Bag, in terms of the commentator, the visionary, the historian, the griot.
Mr. Grant sees potential in Barbadian youth interested in music.
If we as a country are talking about where we want to take cultural development and what we want to do in terms of cultural industries, then we have to begin somewhere. And we have to begin to experiment with our children. And we have to challenge them.
Police Public Relations Officer Inspector David Welch assured Barbados of the force's commitment to continued partnerships with organizations such as the Pineland Creative Workshop. Through these, he says they will channel the positive developments of young people.
This is evident In this type of venture, we are seeing continue annually, where the band members work alongside members of the workshop to provide the expertise and time freely. Dare I say that it appears from all reports that this blend have worked wonderfully. It has also been reported that because of the successes, an after-school program has evolved. Congratulations to the insightfulness of the leaders.
The World Wildlife Fund is among 4 agencies hired by the Inter-American Development Bank to support coastal zone management in Barbados. The consultancy collaboration aims at integrating climate impacts and the benefits of ecosystem services into the Barbados Coastal Zone Management Unit planning process. Possible ecosystem services would include coastal erosion reduction provided by coral reefs, water quality improvements from forest lands, and tourism opportunities provided by beaches. Well, regional news next, but first a reminder that we would like to hear from you on this question. Do you believe more police community outposts are needed in Barbados? Text yes or no to short code 8111. The results at the end of the news. You can also follow CBC News on Twitter at CBC_Barbados and on Facebook, CBC News Barbados.